She had sunlight in her hair and bare feet on the ground. A laugh like a creek that could dance without sound. 5 years old, just a whisper of grace, living on a mountain in a hard, hollow place. Mama was broken, daddy was too. A home full of secrets that no child should go through. They said she just vanished like a wind through the pines, but heaven in them woods knows somebody's lying. Jesus, won't you walk through the trees? Shine a light where the lost ones bleed. If angels keep watch through the darkest of nights, let them carry your soul through the valley of life. She's not just a name or a cold missing wall. She's the voice of the children no one hears at all. Where the wildflowers wave, where the truth still grows, Lord, bring summer home. They claim someone came and took her away, but evil don't knock, it already stayed. The CPS knocked, but the door stayed shut. Too late to catch what the silence covered up. 3 little brothers, now ghosts in the halls, raised in a house where love barely crawled. She was the light that the darkness betrayed, and now she's the prayer that the good heart still pray. Jesus, won't you walk through the trees? Shine a light where the lost ones bleed. If angels keep watch through the darkest of nights, let them carry your soul through the valley of life. She's not just a name or a cold missing wall. She's the voice of the children no one hears at all. Where the wildflowers wave, where the truth still grows, Lord, bring summer home. It claims someone came and took her away, but evil don't knock, it already stays. CPS knocked, but the door stayed shut. Too late to catch what the silence covered up. 3 little brothers, now ghosts in the halls, raised in a house where love barely crawled. She was the light that the darkness betrayed, and now she's the prayer that the good heart still prays. Jesus, won't you walk through the trees? Shine a light where the lost ones bleed. If angels keep watch through the darkest of nights, let them carry her soul through the valley of life. She's not just a name on a cold missing wall. She's the voice of the children no one hears at all. Where the wildflowers wave, where the truth still grows, Lord, bring summer home. And just break the silence, let the cold ground speak. Let the guilty feel fire every time they sleep. And if justice is slow, let heaven still know little summer's not gone, she's just waiting to go home. Let the truth break the silence, let the cold ground speak. Let the guilty feel fire every time they sleep. And if justice is slow, let heaven still know little summer's not gone, she's just waiting to go home. Home. She had sunlight in her hair and bare feet on the ground, a laugh like a creek that could dance without sound. 5 years old, just a whisper of grace, living on a mountain in a hot, hollow place. Mama was broken, Daddy was too, a home full of secrets that no child should go through. They said she just vanished like a wind through the pines, but heaven and them woods know somebody's life. Jesus, won't you walk through the trees, shine a light where the lost ones bleed. If angels keep watch through the darkest of nights, let them carry her soul through the valley of lies. She's not just a name on a cold missing wall, she's the voice of the children, no one hears it all. Where the wildflowers wait, where the truth still grows, Lord, bring summer home. They claim someone came and took her away, but evil don't knock, it already stayed. CPS knocked the door, stayed shut, too late to catch what the silence covered up. 3 little brothers now, ghosts in the halls, raised in a house where love barely crawled. She was the light that the darkness betrayed, and now she's the prayer that the good hearts still pray. Jesus, won't you walk through the trees, shine a light where the lost ones bleed. If angels keep watch through the darkest of nights, let them carry her soul through the valley of lies. She's not just a name on a cold missing wall, she's the voice of the children, no one hears it all. Where the wildflowers wait, where the truth still grows, the Lord brings summer home. And if justice moves slow like a stream turned to ice, let it dawn with the fire of your holy light. May the ones who know more be the ones who confess, 'cause the blood of the blameless don't ever rest. Jesus, won't you walk through the trees, shine a light where the lost ones bleed. If angels keep watch through the darkest of nights, let them carry her soul through the valley of lives. She's not just a name on a cold missing wall, she's the voice of the children, no one hears it all. Where the wildflowers wait, where the truth still grows, the Lord brings summer home. Let the truth break the silence, let the cold ground speak, let the guilty feel fire every time they sleep. And if justice is slow, let heaven still know, little summer's not gone, she's just waiting to go home. And if truth break the silence, let the cold ground speak, let the guilty feel fire every time they sleep. And if justice is slow, let heaven still know, little summer's not gone, she's just waiting to go home.
Well, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate you all. It's almost that time of year again where Summer Moon Utah Wells is missing for the 4th year. However, someone's, in my opinion, knows where she is. And I'll always believe that. We're going to do a live on Summer's anniversary that she has been missing. I don't even think she's missing from us, but I think people know where she is. Anyway, sometimes I get a little out of character in this when I talk about Summer or I talk about Michael specifically. Those two kind of get me out of character. Thank you so much, Lisa, for 6 months. Of course, Lisa. We love Summer. Or Serenity McKinney. I get kind of a little out of my element with that. Anyways, her parent rather, just did an interview that was released. We're going to watch it, and you can hear me cuss the whole time. So, here we go. I'm telling you, man. We're gonna watch it. Give me 2 seconds. And is that where it is? Let's see here. Okay, yeah. All right, I got it. Y'all ready for this? Don Wells did a interview, WCYB. Here we go. Wait. No, this isn't the one. I knew I was doing something wrong. 1 second, y'all. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Maybe I didn't send it. One. Did I send it to myself? Okay, here it is. This is it. Credit goes to WJHL. Okay. We'll get it in a minute. Guys, do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. I've got so much stuff I've got to do. My God, I've got so many videos I need to make right now. It's crazy. So much going on. Got so much pulled up. Okay, here we go. We'll turn the captions on.
4 years since a Hawkins County girl was last seen. 5-year-old Summer Wells was reported missing from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community on June 15th, 2021. On your left, the photos shared by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation when the Amber Alert was issued. On your right, an age-progressed photo released 2 years ago of what she may look like. News Channel 11's Angela Daniel spoke with Summer's father, Don Wells, as the 4-year mark of his daughter's disappearance approaches.
Nearly 4 years ago, 5-year-old Summer Wells disappeared from her home here in Hawkins County. It's believed that she walked out of this door and hasn't been seen since. And today, there are still no answers as to where she could be.
It's 4 years too long.
She didn't walk out of the door.
Changed. I mean, it's been heartbreak, continual heartbreak for the past 4 years.
This very yard is one of the last places Don Wells' daughter Summer was known to be.
We love and miss her very much and wish that she could come home very much because she was kind of the bossy boss around here, and we just miss our children, man. We had 4 children running around here like crazy.
The then 5-year-old has been at the center of an Amber Alert since June 15th of 2021. Crews searched the Beach Creek community for weeks, with law enforcement receiving numerous tips that never panned out.
We haven't talked to them in a long time. We let Chris and Trudy, our private detectives, deal with TBI in Hawkins County because, I don't know, anyway, it's just better that they do that.
These faded signs all
Piece of
throughout the
shit.
Beach Creek community are a sign of hope that Summer Wells could still come home nearly 4 years after she disappeared from her home on Ben Hill Road.
It's very bad, and and then when you add the social media pressure, of them saying that we're suspects or whatever, that just adds to it, and it's kind of living a nightmare.
Summer's mother, Candus, has only spoken to us on camera once. She declined to be a part of this interview minutes before we started recording.
She wanted to, but all them fears started creeping up, of what happened,
Oh, look,
in the
Rainbow.
beginning with the
That's right. That's right. Candus is too big of a piece of garbage to at least get out there 4 years later and speak about her child. I mean, it only took them 13 days to get in front of the camera anyway. When Summer got gone and the fear creeped up. Yeah. Mhm.
social media and everything, hunting us down everywhere we go, and trying to basically ruin us everywhere we go, and she's just having nightmares.
After Summer's disappearance, the Wells' 3 oldest boys were put into Department of Children's Services custody, with Dawn and Candus eventually signing their rights over.
We haven't received any updates from them, no contact, and in fact, they deleted the phone number or blocked my phone as soon as we got done with that case and signed our children over.
And still today, one word describes their entire situation.
It's heartbreaking.
In Hawkins County, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation declined to comment about the ongoing search for Summer Wells. The Hawkins County Sheriff's Office didn't respond to our request. Anyone who may have information on the whereabouts of Summer Wells is asked to call the TBI at 1-800.
All right. Now I'm going to go back through this.
5-year-old Summer Wells was reported missing from her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community on June 15, 2021. On your left, the photo shared by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation when the Amber Alert was issued. On your right, an age-progressed photo released 2 years ago of what she may look like. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniel spoke with Summer's father, Don Wells.
I hope they do more than that for Summer's 4 years. I hope they put out more than that, WJHL.
As the 4-year mark of his daughter's disappearance approaches.
Nearly 4 years ago, 5-year-old Summer Wells disappeared from her home here in Hawkins County. It's believed that she walked out of this door and hasn't been seen since.
No, she never walked out of that door. She never walked out of that door. In 15 seconds, no, she never walked out of the damn door. And I tell you, she never was taken out of that door either. Ever. They live on a freaking mountain in the middle of nowhere off another road that's really in the middle of nowhere. Candus said she was over at Grandis's 30, 40 feet away. And she was helping her mom put on a knee brace. Okay, good. Tomorrow at 6. Thank you. Thank you for that. I was hoping so. No one has been cleared. Hell no. Nobody's been cleared. Who said so? Did someone say they've been cleared? Rainbow Justin's going to show us everything. Is this true what Don said tonight? What part? Don did his own home video today saying they got cleared and Summer could go to their home if she was found. Oh, God. You are fucking delusional, Don. Dumbass. What a dumbass. What a dumbass. I see you. Can you send me that link? How can you be cleared, Don, when you just clearly said you haven't even spoke to TBI or any of them? In fact, you know what I'll do now? I'll call. I'm going to call Hawkins County and say, I'm going to send them the quote of what you just said, Don, and I'll ask. Someone grab that video because I know the motherfucker will take it down. We'll see, Don. We'll see.
And today, there are still no answers as to where she could be.
It's 4 years too long. My thoughts and feelings haven't changed. I mean, I've been heartbreak, continual heartbreak for the past 4 years.
Watching. I've had heartbreak. I've heartbreak for the last 4 years. He's not cleared. God, no. How could you be cleared whenever? Oh, Don. Don, I wish, is Sharon here? Hold on. One second. I just text her. Oh, Don. Don. Huh. I can't wait till Share's live. It's not going to look good, Don. I don't want to give her live away because she told me. But it's not going to...
Berry Yard is one of the last places Dawn Wells' daughter Summer was known to be.
We love and miss her very much and wish that she could come home very much because she was kind of the bossy boss around here.
And you're the coke addict.
And we just miss our children, man. We had 4 children running around here like crazy.
The then 5-year-old has been at the center of an Amber Alert since June 15th of 2021. Crews searched the Beach Creek community for weeks, with law enforcement receiving numerous tips that never panned out.
We haven't talked to them in a long time. We let Chris and Trudy, our private detectives, deal with TBI in Hawkins County because, I don't know, anyway, it's just better that they do that.
It's just better that they do that. Why would it be better that they would do that when they have, you're saying, cleared you, Don? You can't even spell cleared. God. Yeah, okay, hold on one second. I'll have to play it on here because you are such a piece of work. Disgusting. Hold on one second. I need to change accounts here. Don Wells Family Channel. Because, you know, he's a family guy, y'all. He's a family guy.
We've got official letters from the heads of BCS that we are cleared from any abuse or neglect on our parts towards our children.
Oh,
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Toward your children. Well, okay. That's a little bit different. Yeah, exactly, Cher. Exactly. Family channel after losing his entire family. 9 kids between the 2 pieces of shit. And neither one of them raised any of them past, what, 12? And you know the reason, and I don't know if it says cleared, the reason you got those letters to begin with is because you either signed over your rights or they would prosecute you, allegedly. Correct, Don? That's how CPS works. You know, I've had people on my channel, ex-CPS workers, not ex, retired CPS workers. My neighbor and girlfriend works for CPS 20 years. You're not fooling anybody, Dawn. Yep, 18 seconds. 18 seconds. I knew it didn't say he was cleared by police. That's what I thought you meant. I was gonna be like, oh God, we'll call Hawkins County tomorrow. That's what we'll do. It's on Don Wells Family Official. You know, the non-family man who, you know, goes into women's home while they're sleeping and takes their panties so he can pleasure himself with it. Him. This bag of shit right here.
These faded signs all throughout the Beach Creek community are a sign of hope that Summer Wells could still come home nearly 4 years after she disappeared from her home on Ben Hill Road.
It's very bad, and you know, and then when you add the social media pressure, you know, of them saying that we're suspects or whatever, that just adds to it, and it's kind of living a nightmare.
Summer's mother, Candus, has only spoken to us on camera once. She declined to be.
Cher, when are you doing that live that you told me the other day? Yeah, this is Can right here. And this is the only interview she's ever done with the media. Now, remember, like, literally just like 2-3 days in after Summer Wells went missing. Okay. Well, let me know. I'll join you for that one. I'll be happy to join you for it. Just a couple days after Summer was missing, and I mean a couple days after Summer was missing, they told her to go down to the police and told her she needed to do a lie detector test. She wouldn't do it. So they had to go up to her house and literally throw her ass in the car to make her do the lie detector test for her kids missing. And then they threw her up against the car, one of the female TBI officers, and said, "What the F did you do with your daughter?" They know. They know. They know. They absolutely know. Hey, Mark, good to see you. Silence is key for me right now. Haha, you know what? Yeah. Even, oh, I got you. Cher. I got you. Yeah. Well, I don't think even the Wells know where Summer is. Not saying that they aren't involved, saying many are. I think they know exactly where they are. My opinion. I think my opinion is it's Don and Candus and Grandis, and they know where she is. Can't. Summer Wells jumped right up when they got home. This means Summer. Yeah. Justin, sorry for seeming frantic if I did, LOL. He just blows. Oh, I know. You're fine.
Be a part of this interview minutes before we started recording.
She wanted to, but all them fears started creeping up, you know, of what happened, you know, in the beginning with the social media and everything, hunting us down everywhere we go and trying to basically ruin us everywhere we go.
Dawn, one second. Dawn, you played more games than any other parent of a missing child I have ever seen in my life. Cher can tell you, he loved to play games with his missing daughter's child's case. Candus one day was crying and screaming and called the sister and said that they locked Donnie up and all of this. All of it was just absolutely made up. All of it. That's all. What is that? She started to play it, but not whole thing on his phone. It's not Summer's page. It's Donwell's family official. It's only like 15 seconds. I think CP and Dawn are the same line. Oh, I mean, I think they're narcissists. Yeah, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely.
And she's just having nightmares.
After Summer's disappearance, the Wells' 3 oldest boys were put into Department of Children's Services custody, with Dawn and Candus eventually signing their rights over.
We haven't received any updates from them, no contact. And in fact, they deleted the phone number or blocked my phone.
Good.
As soon as we got done with that case and signed up.
You hear what he just said there? As soon as we got done with that case, the reason is you had to sign your rights over. That's why, right? You had to sign your rights over. And when you signed your rights over, you're not going to get prosecuted. Right? Donald? You said it. That's exactly right. Interesting. Interesting. I'm just ooh, I did not know. I didn't know Chris did this one. I'll play it in a second.
Our children over.
And still today, one word describes their entire situation.
It's heartbreaking.
In Hawkins County,
You look so heartbroken. You look so heartbroken, dude.
Daniel, News Channel.
You worthless piece of garbage, dude. When I did not know Chris McDonough from the interview room did this 4 months ago. Where was I? Where was I when this happened?
Go figure. I mean, if we go back in time for just a little bit and look at the terrain within a short period of time after her disappearance, this is actually what it looked like. And then when we start breaking down what's been said, what's been done, how it's been done, who said it. The one thing about children disappearing, is it possible that she could have come down that back area there into the brush and into the creek that's down at the bottom there on the right-hand side, or across the street? Anything's possible, highly improbable though, in this case. Because this is this area where the guy would have had a park and come up the dog trail in this area. You go down here a little bit further by the sign.
Hold on. Let me see. I want to find. Okay, this is it, I think.
Because sometimes she'll sit. I look under there.
I want y'all to see what Summer grew up in. For those of you that don't know. Okay, so the front door. Wait a second. Okay. Well, damn. I'll get it straight in a minute. All right. This is the front door of Summer's home and the boys, right? You see the camper right there. She says the three boys was in here. They had just got home doing taking grandma to get her knee brace and swimming and grocery shopping and visiting a family friend and taking a family friend, who was 13 at the time, swimming with Summer, while three boys was left at home, allegedly, and all of that stuff. They got back, put the groceries away, and Candus lives in this camper. Candus says she wants to have Candus to put on the knee brace. So Summer's like, oh, I want to go back inside. And she says she walked her over here. Like, why would you walk her over here? You can see. But she says she walked over here, opened the door, and she said, boys, watch your sister. I need to put the knee brace on my mom. And they're like, okay, Mom, no problem. Candus walks over here, and she's like, she helps her mom's knee brace, and she comes straight back to the house. She walks in, and she's like, oh, boys, where's your sister? They say, oh, Mom, she went downstairs to go play with some of her toys. So she walks downstairs and, quote, she's just gone, end quote. And that's it. That's all. Except they live on a big ass mountain, literally in the middle of no fucking where. What toys? There was nothing to play down there. It was all just junk and mold and filth, which you're going to see in a second. You hear all these dogs barking? At the time, they had like 15 dogs, and one of the dogs had puppies underneath one of the porches there. Like, if a stranger walked up there, you hear them how they're barking. And that's after Chris got out, talked to Candus, got his equipment set up and started rolling. This looks like something from freaking a horror movie. Yeah,
Hey.
that's right. You're right, Star. Don says the dogs were gone that day. They took a vacation, all 15 and the 6 puppies underneath the house there, the porch or whatever the hell it was. They took a vacation. The puppies went, mom went, everybody went. They were just gone too.
You know, I have much more respect for what you're telling me by standing here.
Yeah.
And I've got my little camera here.
Okay, you see, this is in the heart of Appalachia. The heart of Appalachia. Look, they're on top of a mountain, not just any mountain, about the tallest freaking mountain. There's only like one hill, one mountain that may be higher elevation than they are. And yet, someone went up there in less than 2 minutes, knew that Summer Moon Utah Wells went down in her room and no one else was there, climbed up the hill, knew she was in that room, grabbed her. Nobody heard anything. Nobody saw anything. No evidence left of any remotely any evidence left. And back down the hill. Right? That's what they claim. That's exactly what they claim. All right.
There a river
Enough.
home.
Get to this.
Now,
Let's get to the
she's
house.
leaning against the milk. Is she
Yes.
sleeping?
She was sleeping, yes.
Okay. From exhaustion from that day?
Yes, she was. Where I woke her up early, and she usually sleeps until 9, 10, even 12 o'clock if I let her.
Okay.
So there's a photo of Summer on propped up against the milk. Now, this is a very hot day in Tennessee, June 15th, 2021. Very hot outside. And they had just went swimming for a whole 10 minutes, they say. 10 minutes, while they're waiting for their prescription, grandma's prescription. They say they want to not sit in the quote burning up car, so they might as well go swimming for a whole 10 minutes, which is exactly what I do every time I go wait for my prescription and they tell me I gotta wait. I'm like, let's go swimming, guys, for 10 minutes. Let's go swimming. Let's do that. So that's what they did. And there's a video taken there of Summer. She's having fun and all that. And they get back. They go to pick up their prescription after they get done swimming and all that. Anyway, on their way back after they drop the family friend off, they Candus says, take a picture of Summer. So, because she's supposedly sleeping a certain way and she's propped up against milk cartons, milk jugs. And because I guess it was so cute the way she was sleeping, like she sleeps like her dad, according to Candus. So instead of taking a picture, they took like a 2-second video. And you can see her there. A lot of people thought she was deceased in that photo. She's not deceased in that photo. I've seen from my job I used to worked at 3 different funeral homes. I can generally tell you if someone's dead or not. She was not dead in that photo, but she could have been on her way out, in my opinion. And I believe something happened while Summer was, I think something probably happened perhaps in the grocery store or at the water hole that day. I don't know. But remember, it's June 15th, and after she's swimming, she's got on a full track suit, a jacket with long sleeves, and a freaking hoodie. And she's got on pants and all that. They were out. There's a big discrepancy. Hunter said they were sitting in the car almost an hour. Candus says she went in to get a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk. I believe Hunter more so. I think Hunter lies a lot as well, but I do believe him a lot more on that because Candus herself said they had to separate the groceries. I think it's very possible that she could have had a heat stroke. The 2 main causes for death of children 5 and under, right? Accidental type of deaths. Drowning, being left in your car, heat stroke. Exactly, Star.
How did the milk bottles get rearranged? Hunter said he had them on the floor and then he put them next to him.
They weren't.
Is that true?
No.
Okay, so walk me through that.
I think they propped her up on those cold milk cartons.
We dropped them off. They were actually still on his lap.
Okay.
And he put them on the other side of Summer.
Okay. So he reached over?
Yeah, he set them over there by that. That's a black tote she had in there.
Okay. Was there, where's that tote at?
I think actually my mom's got it still in her truck. It's got a bunch of crafts and stuff in it.
Okay. Got it. And now from when you pulled up, did she just fall asleep next to that?
She fell asleep, I'd say maybe 5 minutes on the road.
Okay. Got it. And then, so walk me through, you get home, you take the groceries inside. Is Don home, by the way?
No, he's not.
Okay.
Actually, I parked the truck and I opened both doors. It's really hard because this lawnmower his. But I opened the doors up and I shook her. I said, "Wake up, we're at home." She jumped right up.
Okay.
Like nothing. I unbuckled her and I said, "Come on." I said, "Mom, I'll be right back." Well, went in there and got the boys and they were sitting at the table. And I said, "Come on, let's get the groceries out." And we brought them.
When children can have a heat stroke, they usually get nauseous. In severe cases, they can pass out, right? It's very common. They can also experience seizures or even coma.
I'm all in the house, went through them all, did all that.
And this is that's her swing.
That's her swing right there.
Come show me her swing. Why is this, and who's this?
Yep.
That is Smoking Boots. That's my boy's.
I've did so many lives on Summer. This case, I showed a graph of how fast the heat can rise. And remember, they were in the back of a cab, like the extended cabs without the engine on. The windows might have been cracked or rolled down, but that don't mean shit when it's 90 degrees outside minimum.
cat.
And how many dogs do you have here on the
Got
property?
a coat on.
About.
Honestly, I don't know because people just keep dropping them off.
Hi. I know.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Sorry. So this is her swing.
That's her swing.
This is her playground.
Yep.
And she loved this area. Boy, you know, I'm looking at this, and this terrain, Candus, just strikes me as being so dense and just. Is that what they say, the dog trail? Where's this dog trail thing? That
I'm not sure.
So as you can see here, this is the driveway. You go way down a damn mountain, and then you come all the way up, and it circles around to their house.
Honestly,
there's so many of them.
the dogs go in every different.
Yeah, I
way.
saw the dogs came out of the woods as we were pulling up.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do that all the time.
Okay.
That trail right there, my boys, they ride those dirt bikes that are leaning against the truck over there.
Okay.
You can see there's one of them.
Okay.
And they
Those are like 50 cc's, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one ain't. I think it's only like 25, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, they go down that trail with their dirt bikes and then come back up on the road, up on the driveway and go around and stuff.
What?
Didn't vehicle have air? That would be asking too much. They need money for their math.
What is it about this swing that is just so important for her?
To get the hell away out of that ratchet ass filthy house. That's what that swing meant so much to her. Summer loved her swing. That's what she did.
She liked it. She just liked to swing. All the kids did.
Now, I don't want to talk about the boys right now because I know that's, you know, a tough another part of your heart, okay? Yeah. And that's none of my business.
Right.
I'm not here for any of it. You know what I mean? I'm not here to judge anybody, right?
Right.
I'm here to talk about Summer and help you find Summer, okay? And help anybody help find her, okay? That message.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you go into the house.
Go in the house.
Can I follow you in, or do you comfortable with that?
He's lying, in my opinion. Cowardly lying.
Huh?
I don't know why the dogs do it. It's still the cat food.
Okay. And is this they're going to attack me?
No.
Oh, I was just I'm teasing you. The dog's going to attack me. So this is the scaffolding you're talking about.
Yeah, that's my. That's
okay, so she comes up, jumps up, and goes right in.
Yep.
Okay. How many cats? You know what? You should have like a zoo license. You know, I'm seeing all kinds of.
No.
I think people should have license to have kids.
Of critters.
All right, so this room you walk into with the rebel flag and the American flag combo, which in my opinion is a desecration to the American flag. Moving forward, you see a bed, what is supposed to be a bed, a bunk bed made out of wood that Dawn nailed together for the kids. They have no sheet on it. They have nothing, pillows or anything. But this is the grand palace of the house.
Which is good. Okay, where's Summer's bed?
Oh, it's in the basement.
Got it. Okay. So what happens when she comes in? The boys are playing where?
No, the boys are actually sitting here.
Okay.
And they're actually sitting right here at the table watching TV.
Okay, so they're at the table watching TV. Okay.
They were all locked in. Nobody could get in. Nobody could get out.
Okay.
Kind of thing.
Now who's this on?
As you will see here, they have plumbing and electrical going through the ceiling. Yeah, plumbing and electrical going through the ceiling. Right there and right there.
Here.
That's my little sister that's missing.
Oh, that's Rose.
That's Rosie.
Oh, wow. Yep. Wow. And who's the guy?
That's her ex-husband.
Wow. Do you think he had anything to do with that?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, we don't want to go
I
there.
can't say.
How's
yes
your
or
mom
no.
deal with that?
It's difficult.
Yeah, I know. You know I know, right? So, okay, watching TV, where's Summer?
Summer, she was with me.
Okay, so walk me through that.
All right, well, we walked up in here and we got Josie, Wyatt, and Waylon, the boys.
Right,
Well,
you put the groceries down, right?
Yeah, well, we
You
went
know
back
the
out
sad
and we
thing?
brought the groceries in and put them down.
You know, the sad thing about it is Don, the father, he may not be a good human being, but he's actually a very good drywall finisher. That's what he does for a living. And to have his place like that is just terrible. They didn't even have a bathroom. They just had, the walls were taken down, and they just had a toilet and a shower out in the middle of nowhere. They tried to stack up stuff so nobody could, see.
And then Mom, she took her stuff to her house, put her stuff away.
Okay,
And then, of course, me and Summer went back over, put our stuff away.
okay. You went back in.
Yeah, me and Summer went back in the house. And then we were just doing normal stuff
Okay,
around the house like we normally do. And I come out, Mom was sitting there at the time I come out and I'm standing here. I
okay.
was like, what are you doing? What are you staring at? She's like, these plants, I gotta get them transplanted. I was like, well, Summer will help us, so I went back in. By that time, she was sitting on the floor playing with her toys.
Right here?
No, in the kitchen where we were just at.
Okay.
She was actually sitting on the floor playing with her toys at that time. I said, Summer, you want to help plant flowers? And I walked into here. Get up. I walked in here and them three were sitting right here in front with their eyes glued to the TV, like always. And I said, boys, where's your sister at? Well, she just went downstairs, Mom, to play. So I went over here like this, because this is where the stairs are.
Okay.
It's actually down under there.
Oh, down into her
Down into
bedroom.
our bedroom, and then hers is on the other side.
Oh, okay, in the bed.
Yes, this dark void of nothing, yet there are no flowers in the yard. Yeah, this dark void to nothing is exactly what a 5-year-old would want to go down in to play in an inner dungeon. Yes.
Basement.
Yeah, in the basement.
Well, this makes sense now, see?
And then I yelled and I said, Summer, Summer. And she didn't, I listened for a minute, I didn't hear nothing. So I went like this, because this is how I would get down here.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if you want to come down here or not.
Do I gotta be tiny to get in there?
No, you should.
Can we come in from the other side?
Well, we can, but it'd make more sense if you went this way.
Okay, I'll follow you. Oh, man. Good grief,
No, I know
girl.
with my 6-foot husband can fit down here, you can.
Huh?
My husband's 6 foot, I know if he can fit, you can.
This... Oh, my gosh. Way to go.
This is my husband's room.
Okay,
And over here, well, it's a mess in his room.
okay.
Look at
My husband's room.
Okay.
look what's playing on the telenovela. Look what's playing on the telenovela. Mm-hmm.
And over here, well, it's a mess again.
That's all right.
This is Summer's room. Isn't this just the greatest thing? Isn't this? I think it's more than Girls Gone Wild. Isn't this just every? Yes, I know Kaloops, right? Every 5-year-old girl's room. Just a dream. Playing that around young. Yeah. But Don wasn't supposed to be home that day. Right. He was too big of a puss to meet Chris. Yep. That's little Summer Wells's room and the youngest boy. Wait till you see their. Oh, well, he doesn't show their beds, I don't think, does he?
But this is where Summer and little Waylon was.
Okay. This is their bed right here. This thing right here that's made out of these 2x4s or 2x2s. Oh, I've got the photos. And there's not even a flat mattress. They're futon mattresses. Right? They're futon mattresses where you can't even put a sheet on them. You can't even put a sheet on them.
Waylon's only 9.
Okay.
They never got to sleep on a sheet ever.
And they stayed down.
This is a room. Look at this shit. Look at this. That's Summer's bedroom. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. I mean, in prison, you know, hell, at least you get 3 square meals a day. Fed Up Buttercup. I'm sorry. I get this one works me up. This case works me up.
Here. And these are all her toys, all her Paw Patrols, all
Oh
her
my
movies.
God. Look at those
She's
toys.
got a movie about.
Look at those toys. You mean the ones you all put on the Facebook yard sale? Sold their shit.
The
The
Savior?
boys I brought back down here after she went missing because I didn't want them upstairs by themselves anymore.
Okay.
Why would hold on a minute? I just now caught that. Why would you not want them upstairs by themselves? Summer was taken from the basement, wasn't she? I just caught that after all this time. You didn't want the boys up the stair by themselves? But you said Summer was taken from the basement. Dumbass.
And this is all
And
her toys.
Them are all her toys. All these toys that are down here are dang are all hers, except for like the trucks and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the game system. That's the boys'.
Okay.
But them are all her toys.
And she's really into Paw Patrol. I see
Yeah,
that.
I've been collecting from day one. And these are all her little ponies that I've bought. And then these are them.
Yeah, the windows, if there was any windows in the basement, the 1 or 2 windows that was in the basement, they were covered up with tin foil and insulation. And probably the reason they were covered up with tin foil is because Don wouldn't have to go upstairs to get his foil to smoke his junk out of. Just rip it off the window.
Girls that she likes. Them new fashion, I don't know what they are, little princesses or whatever. She's like all kinds of, here's one of them bracelets.
Oh, that's just one of them. What do they call these? Oh, this is little pony bracelets.
Yeah, I don't know what they were really called, but she liked them, and so I just, every time I go to garage sale, I'd buy her what she wanted.
Okay.
You know, Whenever I got a little bit of money, I spend it on the kids.
Yeah, this is her. This is. I understand her now.
Yeah.
Even better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is really,
Understands why she wants to be out there on the swing, aka.
really important.
But yeah, I come down and I searched. I looked up underneath the beds under there. We can't really get on. I can't get under there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I looked under there, looked under every blanket I could possibly look under.
Yep.
And then I come over here and I looked on both sides. I didn't see nowhere. And I don't remember. I don't
Yes,
recall
alright.
if this was locked or not. I
Okay.
don't recall that.
Okay.
But I know it's hard on. But I know I did come out here and I said Summer, because sometimes she'll sit right here and just sit here and play, just for And usually when she comes out and she goes directly that way.
Thank you, Minnie. Appreciate you, baby. I am imagining Summer on her swing, gently moving side to side. She watches the sun go down and the deer and the rabbits on the wood's edge. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's how I try to remember her. So sad. Yeah, she was missing 6 weeks at this point.
Up
This
to
was
the
in July.
swing.
Oh, okay. So this is like her.
Yeah, she
Where
just
she
walks.
come running out. Oh yeah, you can see the path
Just go
here.
right to the swing.
Right, you can see where she could have run right up to
and this
here.
is all the further she would go. She wouldn't leave.
Okay.
She wouldn't go nowhere else.
Okay. I want to go around this side. What is this blue thing here?
Oh, that was we were putting trash in it,
Okay.
and we did have a trash man at the time, but he stopped running.
Oh wow.
I gotta wash this.
Okay. I'll be
By the
out.
way-
I'm gonna film around.
By the way, this is the second person to go missing in Candus's family. Summer went missing on June 15, 2021, and Candus's sister, her name is Rosemarie Bly. She is from Wisconsin, and she went missing, and the case has yet to be solved even today. By telling the boys to lock in the old car in the trunk. Justin, I heard she disciplined her by telling the boys to lock her in the old car in the truck. They did, and when she was there too long, that's why one of the boys kept saying he was sorry. Oh, wow. Nothing would surprise me. Yes, Don made good money. Don made good money. The thing is, I was raised poor. I'm not ashamed that I was raised poor. We were clean. Right? Clean. My jeans were even pressed as a kid. The few that I had, they were pressed. I didn't even know people didn't press their jeans. But right here, this is just late. This is addiction and just not giving a shit about anyone but themselves. Yep, Rainbow. Yep. I think I saw it, what she said. Yeah, I saw it. Yep, I read it a second ago. Yep, Kimbo. Yep. Poverty has nothing to do with how clean you are. You can be filthy ass rich and be filthy as hell. Right?
Around this side. Now walk me through. Okay. I'll be out. I'm gonna film around this side.
Listen to the sound of that fucking door, Candus. Sorry, I had to pull a PG. If you know, you know. It's a little joke.
Now walk me through, what's this little
Oh, that right there?
little cave thing there?
That's not really a cave. Actually, we built this addition, me and Donnie and the kids.
Oh, okay.
And
you
we
know,
left
you
this
know.
part open because the dog, at the time we did have little puppies. These dogs were little puppies. And we let them go under there. They would run in.
So she says there was dogs underneath here. There was puppies underneath here and a mom. And she says someone came up here and got through the door and, you know, came up from the mountain, crossed the driveway, went into the house, grabbed Summer, and then ran back downstairs. And she's like right up here. You'll see in a second.
And out of the bricks over there. There's actually 7 pups up under there now.
Okay.
And it's always been open like that.
Okay. Now, Candus and Candus, when Summer is allegedly getting abducted, they're standing right here outside. Grandma's sitting right there on the chair or whatever, or the entrance, and Candus is supposedly fixing her knee brace while Summer's right over there where you just saw.
Well, you can see, after you've been here, you can see how mellow the dogs are.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
That's what they do. They're
And
lazy.
they're kind of a Jack Russell. They got a little Jack
They're
Russell
Jack
in it.
Russell, yeah. Actually, the gentleman that lives over there in the other trailer across the creek actually has the mama to that dog there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this right here. Look
Oh, that one there?
Yeah.
That's where Donnie keeps all his tools.
Now, what's this little shed over here?
Oh, that one there?
Yeah,
That's where Donnie keeps all his tools.
got it.
In my opinion, Don was in that building or around that property somewhere.
Hey, can I go look?
Now, over here is, you can see way over the hill. I mean, it's
That's where Donnie keeps all his tools.
Got it. Hey, can I go look?
You
No?
can go look, but it's a mess.
No? Okay, now it's up to, okay, that's fine.
Nothing in there.
Yeah, no worries. I don't want to get it.
Candace doesn't
get
want
in-
it in there.
I don't want you to get hurt.
Well, and you know what, I don't want other people to,
I don't let my kids in there either.
yeah, no
It's just
problem.
not a place for.
I totally respect that. That's not not an issue, but I think this is interesting because this is, you can really clearly see where she runs on this path down here.
Okay, so the way they are literal, I can't stress it enough, on top of a mountain, and their property is a wonderful piece of property. It really is, and it's a 180 view. 180. You can see all the way around it, and so you're almost at the other side, back where he just came from, where Summer supposedly was abducted and taken out. And they said someone, I guess, crawled up through here, the mountain.
It's not the prettiest house in the world, but
Huh?
I said it's not the most beautiful house in the world.
You know
but
what? It's a house.
It's a
You know what? You know,
God bless Chris. God bless.
God
him.
forbid, you know, anybody judge you for having a bad house. You know, I mean, it is what it is. At least
It's not. It has nothing to do with the bad house. I just want to make it clear. Nothing to do with the bad house. It's how she keeps the bad house.
You're putting food on the table
Oh, have you
and
seen the food?
trying to do your best. I saw.
And then Allie says that she bought the food.
And then this is over here.
Oh, this is our wood.
This is where you do your fire for the kids.
We have a fire that heats the.
Is that an old generator?
Yeah.
Does it work? No, did it at some point?
It worked like over 14, 15 years ago, way before I was here.
Old school bus, you can turn that into a camper?
That was my mom's plan. I literally actually rode in that bus when I was a little kid.
Whenever I see a school bus, I always ask that question.
I did.
Okay, tell me about it.
Me and my mom and Summer and the two boys, not Josie, he went north, but Wyatt and Waylon rode up to north to get that from my mom's friend's house. And I drove a truck and she drove the school bus back.
That's awesome. This is rough terrain. Let's go look at the. Tell me about this area over here.
This is just pretty much scrap metal, really.
And do you trade the scrap metal in for cash?
No.
Sometimes, no.
No, it just sits there.
And this is Mom's trailer right
Yeah,
here.
this is my mom's camper.
Okay. Okay. And these are the flowers.
Yeah.
With her little buddies. I'm gonna get a good picture of that. Her Paw Patrol.
This is the flowers that they said they were changing that day they were planting, and she said it took them 45 minutes. Right. Yes, 45 minutes to plant 2 succulents.
This is so sweet. These are Summer's little toys.
Right there.
There. There's one there. Then there's this guy right here. Then this is Casey on the case.
It's Chase.
Okay.
I love Craig.
I love it.
Got Chase on the case and you got Rubble on the double.
And you have, obviously, somebody made you a cool shirt. I want to show everybody that shirt again. That Mom on Patrol.
Mom Patrol. Yeah. They did plant. I don't know if they planted that day. I don't think they planted that day, but you know, she patrols nothing other than where Dawn is. That's the only thing she patrols.
For Summer. Wow. And this is that road down behind the property. Back there. There you can see. Anything that you feel is important that you'd want to tell the world that I haven't asked you, that you want to let them know?
Sorry, I was talking. Look at Candus.
Not really, just hope that everybody that's looking for her, that we can find her and bring her home safely.
Okay.
She was very precious to me.
And the authorities?
She was very precious. She was. She's been missing 6 weeks at this point. And it only took them 13 days to get. Hold on. I'll show you.
These are working hard on this.
Yes, from what I understand, yes.
Okay. And, you know, we're going to let them do their job.
Yes, sir.
Right?
That's right.
And you're cooperating, obviously.
Yep,
Okay.
100%.
Okay. And now there is a rumor about these polygraph tests. Clear that up.
All right, the first one that I took, and I didn't really take it because they kind of threw me in the back of the squad car, so I was really upset and, you know, just I was crying my eyes out.
Okay.
Oh, you were crying your eyes out because you didn't want to go take it, did you? That's when the female officer threw your ass up against the car. Isn't it, Ken? Isn't it?
And so when I
Imagine not wanting to go down to the police station whenever your kid has been missing less than 72 hours. Now, how did she know about what Allie and Leslie and Grandbun told him? It had not aired. I don't know what you mean, Mohawk.
got
I
up
might have missed something. What I missed?
100%.
Okay. And now there is a rumor about these polygraph tests. Clear that up.
All right, the first one that I took, and I didn't really take it because they
Well, she was talking to Hunter when Robin and that other creeper guy, I can't think of his name, came up. I don't know if it was, I know they came up that night, but I think it was also the next day as well. She was talking to Hunter via Facebook video.
kind of threw me in the back of the squad car, so I was really upset, and just I was crying my eyes out.
Okay.
And so when I got up there to the court,
That's interesting. She was crying her eyes out because she had to go and do, a lie detector test. But I've not seen her shed one tear with Summer, or actually any of her kids.
house, we tried to do it, but I couldn't do it.
Okay.
So
We tried to do it, but I couldn't do it. So this woman has birthed 6 or 7 kids. This woman right here. She's had 6 or I think 7 kids. And has never, the longest she's ever had any of them was 12 years. Yet 7.
we waited a few days, and then I went back and I did it, and I passed it.
Okay.
Between the two, they have 9 kids.
So that was that.
Okay.
Well,
and then
Don has 2
what
with
about the rumors of this relationship situation with Hunter?
Are you crazy?
I'm
I got a husband and 4 kids.
Okay.
No, I don't think he's crazy. I think you're the freaking crazy one. I think it's inappropriate as hell, and I think you got caught, and I think Don, actually, I know Don was home that day. Wasn't he, Candus? Weren't you, Don? You were home that day. Don't bullshit. We all know, Don. You were home that day. You were home that morning.
Love to death.
okay. Okay.
To me, Hunter was another one of my kids.
Okay.
Okay.
That's how I felt about any kid.
Now, when I was on the phone with you yesterday briefly, you said he got the story out of order.
Yeah.
Okay. But it sounded like he was kind of telling the truth there.
He was kind of telling the truth, but the way he was telling where we went and how we did it was all twisted up now.
What's different that you want to clear up?
Well, because when we left from the emergency room, we went straight to the smoke shop, and that's when I got the cigarettes and stuff like that there. And then we stopped at the hippie house, and I got those cheap vapes because they're cheap there. And then we went and put my mom's prescription in, and then we went to Warriors, and then we come back to Walgreens, got mom's prescription, went to Sonic, then to Priceless, then to his house.
Okay.
And that's exactly.
So that's when you were going through that line, weren't you, Candus? At the pharmacy when Don called, when you told everyone to shut up, you don't want him to know Hunter was with you. We know about that too. And what happened after that, Candus? What happened after that, Don?
That's
in
the
that
order. Okay. So he had it different in your, from what you remember.
Right.
Okay. So
Well,
right.
it's not what I remember. It's how it was.
Okay, because you're driving.
That's the truth.
Yeah, you're
I
driving.
was driving. I knew where I was going.
Okay. And what about, he said that he asked you for the tea and that you gave him a tea.
He didn't ask me for nothing.
Okay, I'm just.
He asked me for a Mountain Dew.
Okay.
I got him a Mountain Dew.
Okay, where did the orange crush come from on the seat with Summer?
That was my mom's. She was drinking that and then didn't want no more of it.
And what about the candy on the seat?
Oh, that candy's been in there.
Okay, okay. And what about the pillow?
The pillow? What pillow?
Oh, she's sitting on a pillow.
Oh, Mom gets mad because if the kids get in their wet bathing suit and stuff, so I just put the pillow underneath her so Mom wasn't complaining.
Got it. Okay, okay. Good. So there is a time frame here between this trailer.
Yeah, because you know how Grandis is, with keeping everything so. I mean, it's just it's pristine. Yeah, God forbid water from Summer's bathing suit get on the seat and wash the filth off. Right? Was it perhaps another reason you didn't want any liquids on there, Candus? Was that why? Did Summer have an accident? When she was essentially passed out or asleep on the pillow? Asking.
And that house, within, you said 2 to 10 minutes maybe.
No, 2 to 5.
2 to 5. And then she goes in and now she's gone.
Wow.
What do you think happened?
I don't know.
Where would a suspect have been, in your opinion, in this?
My opinion?
Yeah, in this area.
They could have been sitting anywhere. They could have been sitting over here, just off the little edge right here, or where the bus is, that little bushy area.
She didn't want, water on the seat, but yet there was Skittles strewn around the whole seat, and it's 90 degrees outside.
Right there, they could have been sitting
Right
there.
out here.
Yeah. And
okay, come show me.
What's up?
That's all right.
And I just recently found out that there was I guess he's a child molester.
Okay.
That lived literally 8 minutes from my.
Oh, so there's chomos around your house. And in my opinion, in your house, but that's just an opinion. That's just an opinion, in my opinion. Okay. I want to show you this now. Thank you, Chris, from the interview room. I so appreciate that man for doing these videos. We learned so much with these videos. I want to show you what happened almost 4 years ago. This is, thank you, Candus. This was almost 4 years ago. It'll be 4 years in a week or so, 10 days, something like that. No, this will be 3 weeks. It'll be 3 weeks. It'll be 4 years in 3 weeks. Sorry. Summer had been missing 13 days, and they finally got in front of a camera. This is the first interview that Don and Candus Wells did for their missing child, Summer Moon Utah Wells. Tell me how you think they act.
I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing.
She's already said something very interesting. That's the first part of the interview. I know she didn't walk off this property, out of this yard, by her swing. But you said she went downstairs. But you're too drunk or high, in my opinion, one or the other, to notice any difference about what you're saying. Remember, according to the kids, they told Jody Sue and somebody else maybe that the last place they saw Summer was by her swing. Right?
I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here.
Lured her away in 2 minutes.
Me and my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma. And she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay. And I walked her all the way over to the porch. And I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer. I'll be back. And within 2 minutes, I came back. And I asked the boys where
Within 2 minutes, she came back.
their sister was. And they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times. And I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone. I don't go on walks around here or runs because I'm scared of the bears and snakes and even the coyotes that are around here. Well, whoever has my daughter, I pray and hope that they have not harmed her and they bring her back to us safe and sound.
Don't you just get the feeling of worry from this mother? Boy, the worry, the distress. She was over there and I helped my mom fix her knee brace. And I said, boys, where'd your sister go? Oh, Mom, she went downstairs. So I said, okay. So I yelled downstairs for Summer. And when I yell for her, she always answers me.
Just go to the FBI, the police, and clear it up. I mean, I don't know, it seems kind of elusive.
It's really strange that I've never seen this truck and I've never heard of it until just recently. But I wish they would come forward and explain themselves. And if you're not a suspect, at least come forward and say what you've seen. She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did.
She tried to shave her head.
They are talking about Summer Wells shaving her head, right? And they shaved her head. And when I say shaved, I mean they shaved her head. Almost like a razor. I mean, no hair at all left.
Head
She tried
in
to
the
shave her
back
head herself.
and make it, I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control, so we decided to shave her head off and let it
Listen to that.
in the
Shave her
back
head
and make
herself.
it, I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control.
So it was getting out of control. She wanted to shave her head, but she liked to be a princess.
We decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long, and she shaved her head.
But it was getting out of control, so they shaved it and they wanted to let it grow back long. Like, that makes any fucking sense.
So she wouldn't feel bad, and but it didn't bother her at this point. Well, I knew right away that she was abducted. I knew that right away, and that's what I told them from the beginning. But they have to go through their, I forget the word.
Investigation.
They have to do one step at a time, I guess. But I'm sorry that they had to spend so many man hours in these woods and everything. I've seen them limping and everything else, and I feel for them. But I just wish there was a way that neighbors could search neighbors' houses, and then if they're not willing, get a search warrant or something. But there's just no way you can search every single house, in the eastern United States or whatever. But I wish there was a way. Just thankful for the person or persons that's doing that, out of love.
Yeah. It's we'll come back to that in just a second. I want to show you something. This is this right here was Summer's room right after she went missing, right here on the left. This was where she slept. This is where her brother slept. Look how it's bent. It's not even freaking flat. You can't even lay on it. Look at that. Oh, Brandy, I'm sorry. That is Summer's room. Oh, Mom, she went down to play with her toys. You can't even fit a sheet on the bed because why? Well, because it's not a mattress. What's all that shit on the floor? That's her toys, Dina. They went on Dr. Phil. Candus almost didn't do it. They had to practically beg, plead, borrow, and anything else. But before even Dr. Phil would film the room, he made them clean the room up. So this was what they were doing. They cleaned the room up and painted it some aged Pepto-Bismol color. And that's Summer's room. That's it. I mean, you can tell there's been water and mold and shit everywhere. Right? What is this? I've got so much stuff here. It was much. Don Wells had several run-ins with the law, including an 11-month-old jail sentence for driving under the influence following Summer's disappearance. There have been allegations and suspicions regarding his knowledge of the events leading up to Summer's disappearance, but no concrete evidence has been found implying him directly to the case. Candus Bly, Summer's mother, Candus Bly, reported seeing Summer last on the afternoon of June 15, 2021. Despite her claims of cooperation, it was reported in March 2022 that the Wells family had stopped cooperating with the investigation. Candus has maintained that she did not seek legal counsel and has continued to assist law enforcement. And I say no. That's what I say. Parental abduction. Surprisingly, over 90% of child abductions are perpetrated by a parent or other family members. These cases often arise from custody disputes or other familiar conflicts. Stranger abduction. Contrary to popular belief, stranger abductions are far uh, account for less than 1% of missing children's cases. Most abductions involve individuals known to the child, right? Although we still don't have the answers we've been seeking, agents continue to work alongside the FBI, the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office to investigate the circumstances surrounding the disappearance of Summers' case. Fuck that. It's been 4 years. Tennessee failed another child. That's right. There are many factors worth considering when examining the abduction itself. Location was often crucial when it came to the circumstances in a case, given that it had an impact on who had access to the child. For example, a child was much more likely to be abducted by a stranger when they were in a vehicle rather than if they were located on private property or in areas with a great deal of surveillance, such as in retail locations. That's according to missingkids.org, right? 600 plus attempted abductions were documented by NCMEC in 2020. In an analysis of attempted abductions, the most common lures used to attempt were offering the child a ride, offering the child candy or sweets, asking the child questions, offering the child money, using an animal to interest the child. This is this is the door that Summer was allegedly taken out of, and this is one of their old mattresses. This is what Candus wrote Don while he was in jail. Don, I do not know what our future holds for us, and only God knows. June 15, 2021, KILLED me. I know it did you too. And a few days later, I died a second time. There's so much we've gone through, from yes for, I can't even know what the other word says. Someone or something is easy, but forgetting things and people that have done things are not so easy. Even with God on your side and with you, you just can't forget. I know that you probably hate me for this. I feel there's nothing more for us. I know I won't get the boys back, but I know you probably will. I love you, but our lives are so much different. I've tried holding on all of these years, even when you've done the things you have. Yes, I forgive you for it all, but I can't forget it. Even being sober, it all hurts me. I know I have done my wrong as well. So we just leave it at that. Anyways, there's so much I want to say to you, but you wouldn't understand. I hope you get everything good. This is by the FBI from June 16th, 2021, the day after Summer went missing. They took an LG track phone. They took a quilted bag containing picnic items and a blanket. I think she was talking to Hunter overnight, because Hunter said he didn't go to bed till way in the morning. And I think she took this picnic basket kit thingy and she let Summer play in the pond while her and Hunter did whatever they did. There's writing on the other side of the page. Yeah, there is. Who wrote that letter? Candus wrote it. Actually, her friend wrote it for her that she was staying with. 120 Ben Hill Road. The quilted bag containing picnic items and a blanket. Cowboys bag, Old Navy cut jeans, size 14. Multicolored stripe t-shirt, Old Navy size medium. Adidas t-shirt, size medium. And one Cat and Jack Velcro shoe, size 11. iPad 16 gigabyte with the serial number silver. Samsung cell phone black in color, not visible identifiers. HP laptop with the serial number black in color. Toshiba laptop black in color. Oh well, this was one of the last photos of Summer as well. This was why did they take the outfit? Because in my opinion, I think it was needed for a reason. I believe H was with his members, if you catch my drift, my opinion. She looks in pain here and she looks sick. Summer does. This is the bottom of the mountain where they start the driveway when you go up the hill. The dogs will run almost all the way down the hill when you get on their road. What is this? I don't even remember half of this. The mom comes into my work with 2 boys and a little girl. I wanted to say something multiple times because she's so mean to her, and she will buy the boys something and not her, squeezing her arm as tight as she can. She's dressed always in filthy pajamas and either shoes that look too small or a pair of dirty flip-flops. It's the saddest thing, and yes, her head had been shaved. There is so many pictures of the kids in different, like, the kids will be wearing adult shoes. They'll be on the wrong foot. Millie, thank you so much, honey. I really do appreciate you very much. Very kind of you, honey. Thank you for your support. And that's exactly right. Don Wells, I think that was my mother-in-law. I don't want her here. I'm telling her to get the hell out, meaning Grandis. Trigger warning. Don says we had access to PORN back then, and very sick PORN. I can still remember some portraying young kids. We would sneak these magazines from our uncle's bedroom and we would all look. Sick, PORN, was all we had to learn about sex. August 24th, 2021. Don says, I was talking to the TBI today about Dobbs and Ajan, meaning Dudley. And he told me that everything you see on Facebook is so twisted. He said I would be better off not to be on the internet to any of it. This was a screenshot taken, a picture taken on June 15th at 6:06 p.m., which is around the time. What time did I can't even remember Summer get abducted? Was it 6? Supposedly 6. I can't remember. God, I need to brush up on this. Let's see here. At the time, we are scaling back search operations. Search efforts will continue on a more specialized teams basis as needed directed from local, state, and federal agencies. Just because we may not be seen in such a large presence in and throughout the area, rest assured that we have not quit and won't quit until we find Summer. 120 agencies and 1,150 searchers have searched for Summer. 1,150 searches, people. 1,150 searchers. That is incredible. The TBI fixed wing has flown 21.2 hours, while the THP helicopter has logged 30 hours of flight. 3,000 acres have been searched and more than 4.6-mile radius. It's in Hawkins County, Tennessee. Little Summer. This is the beginning of their driveway. Here's Summer and her little puppy. Oh, look at those two doing an interview. I'm not going to read it because I don't have the energy. But take a screenshot of this and read it. Hold on. Take a screenshot of this and read it. You're gonna flip. And then take a screenshot of this. Advised that the panties were from his wife, who resides at the West End, but then corrected himself, stating that they were his girlfriend's. Wells stated that he also was picking up some items that he had stored in the shed. Wells said that Batty did not know that he was storing things in the shed and did not want her to find out. Screenshot those. Very interesting. Very interesting. The TBI investigates no new leads in the case and has not ruled out foul play, so there's a growing scrutiny that everyone close to the child. This is the living room, if you call that. Also washroom. Also hot. They have a little thing that barely makes hot water. For their no shower. Here's Dawn Wells. Here's Dawn Wells. Here's Dawn close to right before Summer went missing. Something about that photo. He says, quote, I know the time was nigh, that's the word he used, that something was going to happen to Summer. I always knew it in my soul that something was going to happen to Summer. I told the boys to protect their sister. Let's see here. By 6/20/2021, 5 days after Summer had missing, the TBI announced that they had received 137 tips as of Sunday afternoon. Summer Wells has not been found, and she has been missing for 5 days. It's crazy. Candus Wells says here, my beautiful daughter, I love and miss you. You are my world. And to be ripped away from me, devastated in my heart and my soul. Please, Lord, bring back my baby back to us. Love you, Summer. Mommy and Daddy and brothers are going to do anything we can to bring you home and to find you. Love you always, my sweet angel. And she had to be thrown in a car to go down and take a lie detector test. She did one interview with the news in 4 years. And you just saw it. And 4 years later, she just declined another interview. This is Grandis. Her name is Candus too, but her name is Candace Hare. She said, hun sum, meaning Hunter and Summer, and Candace was planting flowers right before she went missing. We came to the camper and had a piece of candy. Mom walked Summer halfway back home to see her brother. And they said she went down to her room to play and she was gone. Mom helped me straighten my knee brace out 4 minutes at the most, since she had to go back to the kids and Summer had been missing. Science, not sense, science. Nick Barris, June 22nd, 2021. Nashville, Tennessee. The search continues in far northeast Tennessee for a missing 5-year-old girl. It's been a week since Summer Wells disappeared, leading to an Amber Alert. And now there's a shift in the investigation. With still no sign that the child wandered away, there's a growing emphasis on the theory Summer is a victim of foul play. You should go look at some of Nick's videos on Summer. This is Summer and a couple of her brothers. Here Don says, not long after Summer went missing, I dreamed that Summer was with me on a commercial, I think he means construction site, and I asked where she had been, and she said, down the road. I woke up with the word Moderna repeating over and over again. We've been praying to God, little g, to send angels and please give us something to go on. I've looked on maps and could only find Moderna PROD in South Carolina and a small place in Mexico. Please help me with this. It might mean something to somebody. Prayers, hope, and love. Right? Trish Nelson. Who was Trish Nelson? I remember that name. The thing I have stated is that Hunter's sister are 100% true and accurate. No false accusation or hearsay. I live in the middle of it all, of it growing up. One of the victims was S.A. Daly. Oh. Yeah. I don't want to talk about that. Here's Don and Can at their first interview. The abduction of my beautiful child, Summer Moon Utah Wells. Maybe I didn't have the right to ask for such a horrific end to your lives, but that's how I've been feeling inside, is horror every day, every night, over and over, day and night, not ending. I try to put my faith in God that He will watch her and soften your heart to please have mercy for her, as she's a child of God and only loved from day one. Maybe you have never had this kind of love, and he's saying that he's talking to the person that kidnapped Summer. She's a child of God and loved from day one. Maybe you have never had this kind of love, and I pray for you will turn to God. You will have never-ending love. Maybe not so much from people, but there are people who genuinely love like Summer does. Please let God take that heart of stone and replace it with the heart of flesh. He loves everyone the same. He loves to heal the brokenhearted and to make the blind to see like me. Please let God show you the way. No tricks, because He's merciful. God and wants to help us all learn to be like Him, loving and merciful. Please pray to let God help you, and please have mercy on my beautiful daughter. Don't listen to Satan. He's a murderer and only wants to destroy, deceive, and destroy. May God come to you and love you the right way and do the right thing. I pray for you and my loving daughter. Please choose love. This is the last photo ever taken of Summer Wells that we are aware of. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Hi, Justin. Don't say a lot because I hardly catch your live. Love and respect you, Justin. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Melissa. I really do appreciate your support. Good to see you, honey. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Very much. Thank you for being a member as well. Do you have any pics of Summer from the day when the pink shirt, so we can post the people to see her outfit that day? Answer: that is, but she didn't have the jacket on when she went missing. Remember, it's 90 degrees outside. Summer has pants on and a jacket, not only a jacket, zipped up in the back of a double cab. Minderella, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate you. Welcome to the Pearl family. Good to see you, my love. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you. This is the last day she was seen, or last photo. This is the last day she was seen and the last photo. And ironically, this was at, I've got the timeline somewhere. I think this was at 3:09 p.m. or 2:50. I can't remember. Right. I've got too many. But it was, no, I can tell you, it was at 3:09 p.m. I'm pretty sure it was. And they get home at 3:15, about 3:15 p.m. And then at 3:30 p.m., Dawn Wells, Candus Wells, and Grandis Harrer, all three of their phones are wiped clean from 3:30 p.m. onward. Yes, 3:30 p.m. onward. Oh, absolutely, Jazzy. That's why they did it. It's always something about the phones, right? Always something about the phones. We'll have to go through it all that day. Okay. June 15th. This 78, at the time they were out and about, 78, right? If the outside temperature is 75, right? In 20 minutes, a car is going to be 104 degrees. And that's at 78 or 75 degrees. It was really 80 degrees. It would be 114 degrees in just a few minutes. This is Summer in the last one of the last photos of her that day. It's actually a video. It's a TikTok video. Like I said, we weren't even planning on going swimming or anything fishing like that day. This is on top of the mountain, right? This is on top of the mountain. And this is the door, right? And this is the driveway. You go up here. Hold on. Yeah, you go up here and you go down here. And you go down here. And then you go down here. Yep. This is a big ass mountain. And this is their property too. Dawn and Candace's property too. And Don's first place he went to was right here. The shed, which makes no sense. TBI assistant. What is that? Yep, it's 3:09. The next time we have a timestamp of Candace in the car on the way home is at 3:09. This was at 3:09. Per Candace Bly Wells, the photo of Summer Wells' arm down and leaning on the milk jugs is taken, and they were about 5 minutes up the road from home. Candace says she was 5 minutes away from home when the video was taken. She would have arrived home at approximately 3:14. 15 minutes after arriving home at 3:15, Dawn says the phones were wiped clean. Dawn Candus Grandis. 3:30 p.m. per Don Wells, he stated in an interview that all their phones were wiped clean from that time forward. If the TBI said Summer was missing in early afternoon, the parents aren't cooperating. History of DV, CPS removal, different times, states, situations. If Don's alibi checked out, why are they tearing apart his dash to his truck? Good question. God, I've got so much stuff. I tracked their every fucking move when this was going on. This is the woman that I spoke to back in the day where Dawn went into the woman's house while she was sleeping and stole her panties. This is Candus writing a letter to the news, giving a statement because she won't go on camera. These are Dawn texts. Okay. This is Candus taking pictures with what appears to be very young people. This is the police report of, again, Dawn stealing the panties. Wells continually changing story of events. I've heard that before. Yes, she owes me $100, 100 Donnie, and 100. Donnie taken it out of his check to murder everything over here. This is Candus saying this fucker is trying to murder everything over here. Or maybe that's Jody. This was Summer's toe. She got bit by a spider. $250 fee for a DNA sample. God, these are old. Possession of hand pew while under influence. Domestic assault. Possession with weapon. This is Candus, Grandis, and of course Summer. Summer again. Summer's bedroom, kid's bedroom. Look at her nails there. Look at her nails. Kiki, where you been? Kiki, don't love me. Kiki don't love me anymore. Where the hell's my thing? Kiki to the office, please. You're being paid. Kiki to the office, please. You're being paid. It's for Miss Kiki. But look at Summer's nails here. People stuck yelling and screaming since 3 a.m. on Ben Hill. This is what the area has resolved to. Police arrived on the scene this morning, and people wonder who was hanging around Ben Hill. Summer Wells was abducted, no doubt. There's so many. I blurred out these pictures because these are Summer's brothers, but there's so many pictures of them with black eyes. Because, in my opinion, the one thing Dawn and Edgar have in common is they like the in the face. I've got so many rainbow. Yes, there is. Yes, it is. Now, guys, I think this is it. 1 second. Where the hell is it? I am going to. What does it say? Okay. I'm going to put this one. I'm going to release these videos in just a second. I'm going to end it here, y'all. And I want y'all to, if you didn't get to see this earlier, I love my white rimmed cat eye glasses. Then the arms got broken. Go to where I got mine from. Dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. I want you guys to listen to this. It's a letter from all of us for Summer. And it's been nearly 4 years. But it doesn't mean God cannot bring Summer home, if you will, even though Summer's home is with all of us. And it doesn't mean that our case isn't solved, can't be solved. Okay. I'll be live if anything happens with Decker tonight as well. But please watch this if you haven't seen it yet. I'm going to release them here in a little bit. Love you all so much.
sunlight in her hair and bare feet on the ground. A laugh like a creek that could dance without sound. 5 years old, just a whisper of grace, living on a mountain in a hard, hollow place. Mama was broken, daddy was too. A home full of secrets that no child should go through. They said she just vanished like a wind through the pines, but heaven in them woods knows somebody's lying. Jesus, won't you walk through the trees? Shine a light where the lost ones bleed. If angels keep watch through the darkest of nights, let them carry your soul through the valley of life. She's not just a name on a cold missing wall. She's the voice of the children no one hears at all. Where the wildflowers wave, where the truth still grows. Lord, bring summer home. They claim someone came and took her away, but evil don't knock, it already stayed. The CPS knocked, but the door stayed shut. Too late to catch what the silence covered up. 3 little brothers now ghosts in the halls, raised in a house where love barely crawled. She was the light that the darkness betrayed, and now she's the prayer that the good heart still pray. Jesus, won't you walk through the trees? Shine a light where the lost ones bleed. If angels keep watch through the darkest of nights, let them carry your soul through the valley of life. She's not just a name on a cold missing wall. She's the voice of the children no one hears at all. Where the wildflowers wave, where the truth still grows. Lord, bring summer home. They claim someone came and took her away, but evil don't knock, it already stays. CPS knocked, but the door stayed shut. Too late to catch what the silence covered up. 3 little brothers now ghosts in the halls, raised in a house where love barely crawled. She was the light that the darkness betrayed, and now she's the prayer that the good heart still prays. Jesus, won't you walk through the trees? Shine a light where the lost ones bleed. If angels keep watch through the darkest of nights, let them carry her soul through the valley of life. She's not just a name on a cold missing wall. She's the voice of the children no one hears at all. Where the wildflowers wave, where the truth still grows. Lord, bring summer home. And just break the silence, let the cold ground speak. Let the guilty feel fire every time they sleep. And if justice is slow, let heaven still know. Little summer's not gone, she's just waiting to go home. Let the truth break the silence, let the cold ground speak. Let the guilty feel fire every time they sleep. And if justice is slow, let heaven still know. Little summer's not gone, she's just waiting to go home. Home.
Read that, John, if you're watching. Yeah, I made it second. All right, guys. Justice for Summer Moon Utah Wells. I'm going to drop it in just a second. All right, guys. Love you all. God bless everyone. And good night.